The storm has arrived.
What do we want to talk about?
I am him. I am him.
Hey, this the Red Carpet Rain featuring TBK, the Turnbuckle King. Got another good one for you guys today. Going to talk about WWE Smackdown live show commentary reaction. Also, not only do I have that, I also have the bonus round, which will be who will be Jade Cargill's first opponent. But meanwhile, get back to SmackDown. This is the SmackDown for March 29th. This is the results. Jade Cargill's first appearance, and this is the SmackDown that's in Connecticut, and this is leading up to the WrestleMania 40, which is next weekend in Philadelphia. We are exactly 1 week away from WrestleMania 40. Can you believe it? WrestleMania is literally here. But also, not only is Jade Cargill's first appearance on SmackDown as a SmackDown superstar, we'll talk about the match card as well. And if you take time to look over the match card, this is the match card for SmackDown March 29th. Let's see the SmackDown card right now. SmackDown card. Now, we have, of course, Dakota Kai versus Bianca Belair in the main event. We had KO and Randy Orton versus Pretty Deadly. We have a tag team qualifying match of the Street Profits versus Grayson Waller Austin Theory. And, of course, Jade Cargill making her appearance on SmackDown for the very first time. And it also was a couple other matches, but these were the matches that were advertised. So you guys want to take a couple moments to look that over. Then we will head on to talk about SmackDown for the evening. All right, let's get into it. Now, Jade Cargill, we know, made her SmackDown debut tonight. Now, this was talked about last week as Jade was going to make her appearance on SmackDown, signed a contract tonight, but she also, basically put everybody on notice that she is here. There's no one like her. She's a once-in-generation talent. Cut a little promo there, and she's saying that, it's her time, and, she inspired by the X-Men Storm character that was played by Halle Berry. I think that's why she wears her hair color like that, blonde. I know she's inspired by that, and I believe she's also one of the people inspired by China as well. Because you notice a lot of women in industry today are built like China. They're muscular, but, have beauty there too. But I know she basically put the world on notice, not just SmackDown, but everybody. The storm has arrived.
The storm has arrived.
So Jay put everybody on notice that the storm has arrived. No doubt about it. Can't wait to see what she's going to do on the main roster. Who will her opponents be? What feud she will be in? And what championships will she capture? Only time will tell, but this will not be the end of Jade Cargill for SmackDown tonight. You will see her later on, and we will get into that. But first off, I know we had a kickoff SmackDown. We had Kevin Owens and Kevin Owens and Randy Orton versus Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly won the match thanks to interference from Logan Paul. He interfered in the match. As you can see, Randy Orton comes out, and as you can see that during the match, while the referee was distracted, Logan Paul attacked Kevin Owens with the brass knuckles. And when he did that, it caused Pretty Deadly to get the win. Afterwards, Randy Orton saw a replay that Logan Paul attacked Kevin Owens, which caused the loss because Randy Orton was trying to figure out what was going on. He was not in the ring at the time when Logan Paul attacked Kevin Owens. He was trying to figure out why Kevin Owens laid out like that, what happened, and he saw it on the instant replay, and he looked under the ring, and he found Logan Paul. They attacked him, tried to attack him, but Logan Paul ran away. Because at one point, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton had him cornered, but he was able to get away in the car, and he left the arena. And that was the end of Logan Paul for the evening on SmackDown. But meanwhile, Pretty Deadly did get an RKO and stunner afterwards. They ate that. They ate that RKO and stunner, and they was not playing around. Like this little alliance with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, but we both know it ain't going to be for long. We know that Randy Orton's a Viper. He's going to turn at some point because they're going to pretty much conflict with each other regarding going for after Logan Paul's United States Championship, which will be at WrestleMania, which will be a three-way match. So definitely it's something interesting, but it's going to be interesting to see. Definitely interesting. And I know at some point we're going to get those two conflicted with each other, but I think at some point during the match, don't be surprised if Logan Paul walks out with the United States Championship. I don't think there's a chance that either one, Kevin or Randy, going to win. That's just my opinion on that. No chance in hell. So yeah, that's how I see that match going down WrestleMania. But we got one more SmackDown before WrestleMania 40. So that was the end of that. That kicked off SmackDown pretty much. Now, I know too, we also had later on, we had Santos coming out, being a heel form like he does. I know Santos, he joined forces with Dominic Mysterio to thank him for interfering in his match last week, which caused him to defeat Rey Mysterio. Oh, he was crazy with the whole his heel tag, saying, I wish that Rey leg had got amputated, but I didn't get it. Santos is a beast as his heel character. I like this heel character, Santos. He aligned himself with Dom. And then we saw the faction of LWO and I keep forgetting the name of that faction of, Lacatos, whatever the name of that faction is, his faction, which is Humberto and Angel Garza and Electro Lopez. And also, we can't forget to Carlito was there as well. But they saying that Carlito may turn heel. He may turn against the LWO since his run has been very lackluster. The boy Carlito hasn't done nothing significant. But they did announce, however, one announcement that was made during this time that it was a tag team match set up for Santos and Dominic versus Rey Mysterio and the newest member of LWO, and it was Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee is the newest member of LWO, and I believe they're supposed to have a tag team match at WrestleMania or next week on SmackDown, whatever the case may be. But that's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen next with that. Very, very interesting. But, this is going to be, I like this whole Santos heel. I like his character, the fact he's with Dominic Mysterio. So it's going to be definitely interesting, something to see. Definitely something interesting to see. Can't wait to see what the next move going to be for that matter. But only time will tell what's the next thing going to happen. Cannot wait to see what the next move going to be. Now, we have another thing that happened in SmackDown. We had Io Sky. She did an interview talking about Bayley, talking about the reason she turned on Bayley, et cetera, saying that Bayley was basically using them to keep herself relevant. And then she said too that once Io won the women's championship, start with the Money in the Bank ladder contract. They was going to use Bayley till they got tired of it, got rid of her. But during the interview, we see Bayley come behind and attack Io Sky and give her that work. And it was a great, great segment for the evening. Great, great segment. And I loved it because she did get that work.
You about to get that work, son.
So, yeah, she definitely got that work. They was broken up by officials, and everything else of sort. But they took them both out. But this is going to be a good, good, good match heading to WrestleMania. You got Io Sky, the WWE Women's Champion. They finally give her some offense and some advantage over Bayley, make her look strong. And now you got the Royal Rumble winner for the women's. We have Bayley challenging Io for the women's championship. Bayley, a former leader of Damage Control and former member of Damage Control, facing off against Io. This is going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting to see what is the next move. Very interesting. I can't wait to see this match. This is one of the matches at WrestleMania that I'm interested in and seeing what the next move going to be. Definitely. This is something to check out. By means. I can't. I like where this angle is going. People are saying that Bayley may lose. People saying that she may get screwed out of the championship. But I really want to see Bayley, capture the women's championship, as she has not been a babyface champion since her hugger gimmick. So I would like to see Bayley once again be a women's champion, and then also she's a Royal Rumble winner. We gotta give her her due. And she's gonna challenge Io for the title. Io, like I said, great talent. I said this before. Io has not been booked the best world champion. She has not been booked strong at all. It's not all her fault. I'm not gonna put it all on her, but it's been very, very bad booking. And I do not like the fact that Io's been booked terrible, but that time has came and gone. It's time for her to lose that world championship, the women's championship. It's time for her to lose that, and and Bayley needs to get the belt because Bayley hasn't had a title in 2 years now. So it's time to give her a championship run again. And I know Bayley is getting over with the fans, so it's something definitely to look into. I cannot wait to see, what's the next move going to be. So I would love to see that. And only time will tell how her run's going to be as champion as a babyface. That's not the hugger gimmick. She don't go back to that because I think that game was old and tired. But now, it's gonna be a good one though. Definitely a good one. Very good feud. Cannot wait to see what the next avenue going to be for Bayley as champion. If she wins, well, only time will tell. Like I said, I can't wait. This is going to be a great, great match heading into WrestleMania 40. So we cannot ignore that at all. It's definitely going to be a great match. So I can't wait to see what the next move is going to be. I just, like I said, hoping booking is not an issue and is done correctly. That's the only thing I have to say regarding that. But if other than that, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this match is going to play out. I believe it'll be a night 2 match, but other than that, definitely see a good thing going here. At least I do. Teach his own. You guys let me know in the live chat and the playback what you think of this whole segment and the match playing up to WrestleMania 40 for the WWE Women's Championship between Bayley and the champion Io Sky. So we got definitely check out that and see what's the next move going to be. But I know it's going to be something very interesting. And I know Damage Control will try to do everything they can to make sure that Bayley doesn't walk out with that title. But we know that she may have to back up on her own. Now we have Catch Republic. They won tonight, and they advanced to WrestleMania for the six-pack challenge for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. This is Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. They defeated Santos boys, Angel Garza and Humberto. So they're going to advance in the tournament. They're one of the teams that advanced in the tournament. Street Profits, they were supposed to advance, but they didn't. So Waller and Theory advanced too. But this is a good match. This is another match I'm looking forward to. This is the first time ever a six-pack challenge has happened at WrestleMania for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. More than likely, I do not see the Judgment Day consisting of Finn Balor and Damian Priest walking out the titles. Damian still has some senior money bank contract. They saying he may cash in at WrestleMania for the world title or cash for the IC title, no matter whatever the case may be. He don't need these tag team belts anymore. So I would like to see one of these great teams do it. I already got my pick. My pick is Awesome Truth, The Miz, and R-Truth to win. But congratulations to these guys. You know, they are going to advance. Later on, we have Solo Sikoa and Jey Uso supposed to have a match next week. And they was talking about the attack with The Rock had on Cody Rhodes. Paul Heyman said that was instructed by the Tribal Chief. And then Solo said, you know, Jay, before the match with his brother Jimmy at WrestleMania 40, he's going to come to SmackDown next week and have a match against Solo Sikoa one-on-one. Solo warns Jay, you will not make it to WrestleMania. So this is going to be an interesting match next week. We already know in the back of our minds that Bloodline is going to interfere, meaning Jimmy's going to interfere. Then we may have Cody come out to interfere on Jay's behalf. It's going to be an all brawl out. More likely, this match next week is going to end in disqualification or double disqualification, count out, whatever the case may be. It will not be a decisive winner in this particular match. This is just to set up the whole storyline of Jay versus Jimmy, brother versus brother. It's going to be pretty much a DQ, but it's going to be interesting how it plays out. And it's going to tell more story of Jay and Jimmy, which is another match I'm looking forward to at WrestleMania 40. More likely, night one, that match will be. So definitely cannot wait to check this match out. But this is going to be a warning that Solo has. Or maybe Solo loses. Let's be honest. They've been making fun of Solo lately, saying Solo has not won a match since he defeated John Cena at Crown Jewel. Maybe this will be addition to his losing. Maybe he continues the streak of losing, but he is not going to win this match by any means. Or maybe he will, but I don't think it's going to be a DQ more likely. More likely a DQ for this one. But, you know, that's the end of that segment. Now what we do have next going on, we do have AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. They don't want none. They don't want none. You know, speaking of they don't want none, since AJ is that dude, he still is. I got to play him a little bit. He came out to talk about LA Knight, how LA Knight came to his home. He attacked him at his home, and he said he should have sent him to jail, should have pressed charges. But he's basically furthering talking about their match at WrestleMania, how he's going to embarrass LA Knight. You know, he's gonna make a fool out of him. It's so many words. And then he talked to Nick Aldis earlier that evening, saying that LA Knight will not be there. You know, AJ being a cowardly heel, pretty much. Man, AJ is jacked, man. Big's ever seen this dude his whole career. Anyway, LA Knight, here's what AJ's saying. And he's in the skies, and he attacks AJ But while he does attack AJ's able to get away, go on the barricade in the crowd. He runs away. And then LA Knight had a brand new shirt. And he talks about how he's coming for AJ as well. AJ said that LA Knight's the biggest piece of trash. Then LA Knight said AJ's the biggest waste of human waste. It was just funny. So, he had, AJ say he don't want none. LA Knight had the crowd behind him as well, since he's the babyface in this feud. So, but I said this before. LA Knight, I like LA Knight. I like his character, his moveset, everything, especially with promos. Since his feud with Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel back in November, he has not been as popular as he once was. He's not been as over. The steam has died down, with LA Knight as he was before. He does not have that steam anymore, and hopefully this win at WrestleMania against AJ will help catapult him back into getting, strong again, getting popular with the crowd again. And I said this before, if WWE did not do anything with LA Knight as far as popularity, put him over, meaning I don't mean necessarily win a world title. I knew he was going to beat Roman. I'm meaning such as winning the Money in the Bank, winning a big card championship like the United States Championship, or being a major feud with a major star and get over and win. And since that has not been done with LA Knight yet, his steam has died down. He is not hot as he was before. Remember, LA Knight was the top merchandise seller, overselling John Cena, up there with Cody Rhodes, and even NWO and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I don't see that right now. And we haven't, as fans, as a whole, he has not been the popular guy as he once was. Go back to 6 months ago, or maybe even 4 months ago. Even at the Royal Rumble, when he faced off against being a part of the 4-way match against AJ and Randy Orton versus Roman, he was even dying down then. He pretty much died down now. So hopefully this feud with AJ at WrestleMania 40 will help him. This will be a good match at WrestleMania. Because I don't think he had a WrestleMania match last year. So I think this will be his first singles match at WrestleMania. I don't think he even had a match last year, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember him wrestling anybody at WrestleMania 39. He may have been that Battle Royal or something, Andre the Giant Battle Royal, whatever. But this should help him. Hopefully it does, from my opinion, because he's just not over like that anymore. I don't hear remember when his music hit, the whole crowd, he had a pop like The Rock, like Stone Cold, somewhat of equivalent to that. And I don't see that anymore. So hopefully this feud will help the man out. Because I like LA Knight. Like I said, great promo cutter, entertainer, and I like his BFT finisher. He's a combination of today's wrestling and the past wrestling. So definitely a good segment. Can't wait to see this match at WrestleMania as well. Now we have the main event for the evening. The main event is Bianca Belair versus Dakota Kai. So we have earlier that evening that, Naomi talks to Bianca before she preps for a match. Say, she calls a beast. Say, B, I got you. I'm here for you. Help me out. I like the chemistry between Naomi and Bianca. It's natural, great chemistry between these two ladies. Naomi, who's a veteran, former women's champion. Bianca, also former women's champion. Both of these two, they are very, very good in the ring. Very good styles. But meanwhile, we had the match against Dakota versus Bianca. We had the one-on-one match. Very solid match. Not too bad, not too shabby. And we had, Dakota Kai talking crap about Jade earlier after she made her debut. We had good spots in the match between these two. This is Dakota Kai's first match singles match that she really actually wrestled during the match. I know she wrestled against Bayley, but she really didn't wrestle much. It would be her second, if you want to say second singles match, and she went back. She was out with injury. But this was a solid match, wasn't bad. But we know that Damage Control, which is the Rookie Warriors, is gonna come in, and EO, they're gonna come in and interfere, which they did interfere. They got involved in the match in the end. And we know that Jade came out, and Naomi, they came out for the save. Jade came out, she did a thing. She gave the work to Asuka, gave the work to Kairi Sane, did her finisher, and did the pin 1, 2, 3. That's the same pin she used to do in AEW. That's why she do a pin like that. For those you don't know, Jade Cargill, that's her famous pin. She did that the whole time. She always count 1, 2, 3 when she was the TBS champion back in AEW. And then next thing we know, we got 3 women standing tall. You got Bianca, Naomi, Jade. They're pretty much going to have a match against. That's what it's positioning to. It's not official, but maybe those 3 versus Damage Control at WrestleMania, or maybe of some sort. But they did look good, and that ended Friday Night SmackDown. That closed the show. Like I said, solid show we had tonight. Very solid show. Very solid show. Let me give my rating on SmackDown. My rating on SmackDown. We had a few backstage segments, but solid for a very good solid show. Considering not having Roman Reigns, The Rock, nobody from Raw, Cody, and Seth like last week, I give it a 4 out of 5. Very solid show. Very solid show. I give that to him. Very good one. We had Jade Cargill finally make her SmackDown debut. We had tag team qualifying matches, which is with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory advancing, and the new Catch Republic. They also advanced. And of course, we had Jade. We saw her, getting in some action when she helped out Bianca and Naomi against Damage Control. Then the whole Logan Paul being attacked, being chased by Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, and AJ Styles and LA Knight, and then the Street Profits had their match where they lost. The Karrion Kross probably last few heating up in the AOP, the whole stable of that. So, like I said, very good SmackDown. You guys in live section and in the live chat and comment section on the playback, let me know what you thought of SmackDown. And of course, we got set up for Solo versus Jey Uso next week on SmackDown, the final SmackDown before WrestleMania 40, which is April 6th through April 7th. So it was a good SmackDown for the March 29th episode. Very, very good one. But now, with that being said, this will be the end of SmackDown. We are about to get to the bonus round. The bonus round is, who is Jade's first opponent? Who will be her first opponent? That's what we're about to enter into right now. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. What would be there? We're going to get there in just a second, but definitely going to look into what would be her opponent, who she's going to face. Definitely, guys, let me know what you thought of SmackDown. Like I said, going to get to that shortly. I think it's going to be a great WrestleMania coming up. I'm just intrigued to see what will be the last SmackDown before WrestleMania. So the only time will tell what's going to happen next. But other than that, though, this was a solid SmackDown. I have no complaints about it. Just because Rock and Roman is not there every week, don't mean that we can't have a solid SmackDown. That's how talented this roster is. That's how talented, WWE is, how they're able to put things together. You don't need certain people to make a show. Everybody in it, one way, shape, or form can make the show. So I'm very happy about that. With that being said, it's gonna be a good one. Like I said, we're gonna definitely get into it, and we're gonna talk about. We'll get to the bonus round right now. So let's get there. 1 second. Let's get this ready. All right. We are here at the bonus round. Bonus round is we talking about Jade Cargill since she debuted on SmackDown. Who will be her first opponent? Who will be her first opponent? Let's talk about it. Now, Jade Cargill, we know that she is just debuted on SmackDown, so the storm is coming. We're going to talk about who her first opponent should be. Since arriving on the main roster, she did sign a contract with officially a SmackDown superstar. So who will be her first opponent? One thing I will say is Jade is the babyface as we see right now, but she can fight anyone. She can fight anyone on the main roster. Doesn't matter if it's a babyface or a heel, for that matter. So definitely, let's check it out. Now we gotta look at possible opponents for Jade Cargill. Who are the possible opponents for Jade Cargill going in? Let's see. A first possible opponent for her, we could say first off, it could be Asuka. Asuka could be a first opponent for her. The reason I say Asuka could be a first opponent, Asuka, who is one of the most decorated women on the whole WWE, not just SmackDown. She could be a good way to help Jade Cargill, a good way to get a good feud going. And even if Jade gets over in this feud, Jade defeating Asuka would be great. Like I said, Asuka, multiple time world champion, Royal Rumble winner, the bank contract winner, and currently tag team champion with Kairi Sane. And she's part of Damage Control. So Asuka, she always has something going on for herself, whether she's a world champion or a tag team champion on a stable. Like I said, she's one of the most gifted and decorated women's wrestlers on the whole entire WWE. So this will be a good feud for us to kick it off. I would love to see how this feud will go. Asuka could use her, her technique and her style. And of course, Jay got her strength. So this will be a good combination of feud. I would love to see this feud going on. So only time will tell how this will go between these two ladies. Because like I said, very good one going in. So Asuka could be a first opponent or later on. It don't even have to be the first opponent. It could be later on who her opponent should be. Definitely something to check out. That's just my opinion on that. But next we have who could be her next opponent, her first opponent. Like I say, it don't have to be Asuka. It could be Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai could be her opponent. Now, like I said, Dakota Kai, fresh off an injury, maybe this could be a good warm-up for Jade Cargill. We know Dakota Kai, she's not Asuka or Io, but she's still a solid wrestler. Maybe she would be a good warm-up for Jade Cargill to help her, get her feet wet in WWE, everything else for that matter. So it could be something good to have. It's not a bad idea. You never know. But that's just my opinion on that. Dakota Kai could be a very, very good setup. If I should say that. Very good setup. Dakota Kai, she already had matches with Bianca and Bailey. Maybe later on she could have a little small feud with Jade. And I don't mean it so much a pay-per-view feud. It could be a SmackDown feud. It could be a feud where, she cheats to win against Jade and Jade gets another shot at Dakota. Dakota wins the next time around. You never know, or it could be a quick squash match. I don't know, but it doesn't hurt. We can't take another way for Dakota Kai. She's talented, but it could be a good first opponent for Jade Cargill. You never know. You never know what the case may be. It could be a good technique match, or maybe she could just get that work, simply put, from Jade Cargill using her strength, her power, and everything.
You about to get that work, son. You about to get.
So that could be a good one. Now, that's another person could be her first opponent or later on. Another name I want to throw in there, that could be Jade Cargill's first opponent, her first rivalry, I should say. We could also add another person who's also who's brand new to SmackDown roster as well. She hasn't been on roster that long. We could say Tiffany Stratton. And Tiffany Stratton is a very, very, very good competitor. Tiffany Stratton, who came from NXT, she is a former NXT Women's Champion, former gymnast. They did a vignette on her on SmackDown. She could be a very good person for Jade to face. And with Tiffany's skill set, with her, she's very athletic. As we see, Jade is very athletic. Now, Tiffany don't have the strength like Jade, but she's up there, and she's a little younger. It wouldn't hurt to match both of them together. That would be a good one to have as well. I would like to see a Jade versus Tiffany. This is one of the matches that I'm actually intrigued to see. Jade versus Tiffany, definitely something to look forward to. I'm not going to say nothing from Tiffany's resume. She has a lot. Remember, Tiffany was just in the Elimination Chamber match. She looked good in that match. One of the best competitors for that match at the recent Elimination Chamber. But, Jay was reportedly supposed to be in that match, but she wasn't. But, other than that, I would like to see a good match between these two. I can even say go far as a pay-per-view PLE level. Maybe, maybe that could go that far. Tiffany is nothing to sneeze at, and Jay could have a great feud with her. I could even see a couple matches out of these two. Tiffany versus Jay. Tiffany gets the win. Jay gets the win. They could trade wins for that matter. So I would not definitely ignore that at all for that matter. Would not ignore that at all. Now another one we have, a couple more opponents that I would like to throw in the hat for Jade Cargill, as she is a part of SmackDown roster. Now, Tiffany, like I said, once again, she doesn't have to be her first opponent, but she can be an opponent later on in the near future. Definitely somewhere in the near future. But it'll be something definitely to look forward to for that matter. Definitely look forward for that matter. Now, since Tiffany is good, we could name a couple more people. The next person I will name, she's a seasoned veteran. She's not a heel. Naomi. Naomi versus Jade. This will be something interesting to see. Very something interesting to see. I would like to see where this goes if we have a Naomi versus Jade feud. The reason I say that, these two could be in the middle of trying to take out an enemy, and sometimes they make false paths and they make in each other's way, and maybe Jade and Naomi decide, let's have a match, let's settle these issues. They are both on the SmackDown roster, and this could be a good, even though they're on the same side, it could be something good to check out for that matter. So we can't ignore that. It will be very, very good to see where the next, thing goes between Naomi and Jade Cargill. So I wouldn't mind seeing this match between these two. Like I said, Naomi got the experience. Again, she's a former women's champion. She got the glow. She can move in the ring. I know she just came from TNA. She probably seemed like she need a little more conditioning. Nothing against Naomi, But maybe it'll be perfect conditioning if she go against Jade. It wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt at all. That's my opinion, though. You never know what the case may be. You never know, but I would definitely like to see this be a very good feud if it's played out correctly. If it's played out correctly, I would like to see where this feud will go next between Naomi and Jade. I could see this being a very good feud between these two. Why not? Why not? You know, I don't see why WWE could position that as a feud for later on. You never know what the case may be. It just, like I said before, everything got to work out in its favor. If that happens, I think it will be great. But Jade Cargill versus Naomi, yeah, definitely something I would like to see, and it could be a PLE level, or maybe starting off on SmackDown. The only time will tell how WWE's going to book that. Only time will tell, and as long as things are, like I said, done correctly, it will be good. A good few to see. But only if it's done correctly. If not, then it's going to be major problems, and then the whole feud will be botched, and that's what we don't want. That's the last thing we want as WWE fans, because if it's botched, the whole feud, then it goes nowhere. Now, another feud, a couple more feuds I want to mention. One I will say too. Now, this is the end of Naomi and Jade, and that's what I will mention. Now, this one here, she is a heel and a current women's champion. I would say Io Sky. Now, remember, she talked about Io Sky on her Twitter X account, saying it's not how a champion should represent herself. Maybe she feels a step away from Io, and even after Io, whenever she lose her championship, let's face it, she won't have much longer. She can have a feud with Jade. She could be the first opponent. That could be her first opponent even since losing the title after she finished her feud with Bayley at WrestleMania, or whenever that feud does finish. So they can have a good feud going, saying, I don't like, Io, you're a bully. I don't like how you treat people. I got a bone to pick with you. The Io could come for Jade as well. They could have a great feud that could lead up to a PLE type of status, maybe a SummerSlam, maybe a big PLE, or even just a Money in the Bank, or maybe just a simple PLE. But other than that, these two could definitely go at it. I can see it. Io's got great talent. It's not the best women's champion, but I could definitely see that happening, and it's something to look forward to in the future. Io, she's definitely has it. If she could definitely make Jade look good, because Io's known for feuding against very, very good superstars. Rhea back in NXT days, Bayley right now. She had a feud with Bianca last year at Backlash. You never know. She can also have a great feud with Jade as well. So only time will tell what feud's going to lead on with that, of how that will go. Now, last but not least, the feud that we all want to see in the near future. Last opponent, another babyface, also on SmackDown, Bianca Belair. This is what we all want to see, y'all. Jade versus Bianca, top two women in each. When Jade was top women in black women in AW, Bianca the top black woman in WWE. That's how they put it. They up been saying that for years. Jade versus Bianca, Bianca versus Jade. This is the feud we're gonna see. Now this feud right here is WrestleMania worthy, SummerSlam worthy, Survivor Series worthy, even Royal Rumble worthy. This is a big money match, and this could be starting off with their feud. They cross paths of who's going to come after Damage Control, who wants to win the women's championship. It could be either or situation. These two could definitely have a feud, and it will heat up. I could definitely see it heating up between these two. And it will definitely lead to a big money match. Strength versus strength, power versus power. Bianca EST, Jade the Storm. Bianca says she's the EST, the fastest. Jade says Storm is here, it's arrived. Who will overpower who? Will Jade overpower Bianca, or will Bianca overpower Jade? Only time will tell, and only when we see that feud happen. But I know they're going to take some time to work this feud up, work this match. It's going to take a while to get this going. I don't expect Bianca to be Jay's first opponent, but I do expect to be the opponent for Jade Cargill. That's something I want to see. And if you guys agree with me, you got to definitely give me a hell yeah on this one. Definitely give me a hell yeah on this one. So this will be definitely a feud that we all want to see. That's why I say this feud for last. But Jade versus Bianca, definitely something to look forward to, and definitely something that will make things worthy of. Like I said, we got to get back to the booking. Booking has to be done correctly. It cannot be botched. It cannot be done wrong. And of course, no injuries to either woman, Jade or Bianca. Injuries play a factor too. If one of these two women are injured during the feud or before the feud, of course, the feud will be postponed to much later. But like I said, this will be a feud that's gonna happen much later on in the future. Definitely after Jay had her first few opponents under her belt and get over in those feuds, obviously, then I think Bianca will be the big fish that she has to catch. Because that's like I said, we saw the stare down at the Royal Rumble. This is her big fish. This is her big match. Equivalent to a Stone Cold versus The Rock, a Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, that type of feud. It's a big for the women's division. Charlotte versus Becky. This is something we want to see as fans. So this will be a great, great way to work these women together, get things going, have it, all the build up, all the animosity, anything. And it could either be worked as a babyface versus babyface match. Bianca don't even have to be the heel in this situation, but I will prefer Bianca to be the heel in this feud because that's what she's headed towards anyway. Bianca's been a babyface since she arrived on the main roster. She has not been a heel since she's been on the main roster. She was a heel, however, on NXT. So this would be a good way to work these ladies up. Why not? This is something that would be worked up very perfectly. It's just everything. The timing is everything going to be worked into a factor as well. I would like to see how this will play out. We could do a steel cage match with these two. We could have a false count anywhere, maybe Extreme Rules match. They could do so many things with this feud that will work out well. And I many of us didn't think this match would happen because we know Jade was an AEW person. She was in AEW for quite some time. So now this match could definitely potentially happen now more than ever. This is something the fans are going to be very happy to see in the near future. Like I said, I don't see this happening. It does not have to happen right now, but it does definitely need to happen at some given point in time. Definitely within the next year. Not 6 months, definitely within a year. It does not have to be right now. It doesn't have to be rushed. So Bianca has a lot of time in her career. Jade just started her career pretty much a few years ago. So this is something that we all want to see. Even if they're not both on SmackDown, maybe they both be on Monday Night Raw. But only time will tell how this feud will play out between Jade Cargill, the Storm, versus Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE. Bianca Belair, definitely one of the most decorated alongside Asuka, former women's champion, former Royal Rumble winner, main events at WrestleMania against Sasha Banks a few years ago. So she definitely has the resume to go up against anybody. And this would make Jade and make Bianca look good too if these two had a feud against each other that is long awaited. So I would definitely like to see where WWE goes forward with this feud between Jade and Bianca. And of course, no interference, one-on-one. Just let these women deck it out against each other. Everything will work in its factor. It would definitely play out fine. As long as everything is lined up perfectly and there are no botches pretty much. I know these women here with the strength they lift, they get kind of botchy. No disrespect to Bianca or Jade, but as long as it's played out fine, it will be worked out well in both opponents' favor. And that's all I have regarding who will be her first opponent, who will be Jade Cargill's first opponent. You guys let me know in the live chat and the comment section below. What do you think? Who will be Jade Cargill's first opponent since arriving on SmackDown? And now she's on the SmackDown roster, and she made her mark saying the storm has arrived. Thank you all for coming out and checking out the show here. Soon some videos will pop up for Red Carpet Reign. First one is best reasons for her to turn heel. Next video is how should he be inducted to the Hall of Fame. Until then, it is OUT.